Okay, so I'm going to try to film it with... Okay, so my camera battery is completely dead and everything's charging, so I'm not able to show you a view of the actual camera, but this is a screen recording. So I've got this picture of one of your bracelets here, and this is just going to be like a pretend. I'm not actually going to post it, but just to show you what I would do. So you've got the picture and click next. Now, normally, depending on how well you like your picture, you can leave it or you can choose one of these filters, but I would say that if it's something you're trying to sell, you want to show it in its most natural form. But something that I like to do with some of my art pictures is, depending on how well of a picture I got of the drawing or whatever it is, I will up the brightness just a little bit. So maybe like there to 20. And then to balance it, I go to saturation. And then that just helps kind of boost the colors just a little bit. So that's without, and that's with. You can kind of see a little bit of a difference. It doesn't actually change like what the colors of it will actually look like in real life, but I feel like it does give it an accurate representation of what it looks like in real life, because a lot of times pictures don't really do it justice. So I'd say about right there. And then I'll go to next. And so you can start off. A lot of times people don't really like seeing all the hashtags. They don't think it's classy or whatever, but you just want to, try to sell it in the title, not like uh, you're literally trying to sell it right then and there, but just something that kind of grabs people's attention when they see it. So, handmade stacked bracelet, or you can say this. This is a handmade stacked bracelet I just listed for sale in my shop. The link to my store is in my bio. And then I like the one that's, I think it's Hug. Oops. Yeah, like that one. And so then whenever, the way I do my hashtags is, what in the world is this? I don't know what that is down there. Okay, so I'll do, you click return to go to the next line, and then period, return, period, and I just do a few of those. That way the hashtags won't show up in the main part of the description. People would have to click see more in order to see all the hashtags, which normally people don't care about seeing them anyway, so it's okay. They're kind of out of sight, out of mind. It's like tucking the clutter away in the corner. So the hashtags are what's going to make your post pop up on more feeds. Just like you said with your Etsy listings, if people are searching for canvas tote and you happen to have one of those in your shop, your listing is more likely to pop up in their search results because they're looking for that specific thing. And I think it's the same thing with Instagram. People might not necessarily be looking to buy things on Instagram, but if they come across your post and they like what they see, the images that you're putting up, and they see that you're selling them, they're more likely to click your links to actually purchase them. So I went ahead and did a little bit of research on which hashtags are getting a lot of traction for these specific things that you are selling and making. So I'm get my list out. So for this particular listing, I would put something like hashtag stacked brace. Oh, there's no space. Stacked bracelet. And you can see here it shows that there's 63.1 thousand posts for stacked bracelets. Now, if you go down this list, it shows how many times these other phrases have been used. And so normally these ones that are like fewer than 100 posts, they're most likely not getting a lot of traction, or they might be, but there's not a lot of people posting about like the way here, the one that just lit up, the one that's lighting up right here. It says stacked bracelets, but bracelets is spelled wrong, and so that's why there's fewer than 100 posts, because sometimes people just don't know how to spell things. So always check your spelling. But then, so like back up here at the top, stacked bracelets with an S, the plural, it has 63.1 thousand posts, as opposed to stacked bracelet, just a singular noun, it only has just over 1,000 posts. So there's a pretty big difference there in those numbers. So I would go with the one with the S, obviously, because those are the ones getting more traction. And you basically do that with just keywords that pertain to your particular item that you're posting. So another one would be, a good one was handmade jewelry. And you can see 20 million posts. That's a lot. So anybody searching handmade jewelry, your post is most likely going to pop up there. And if there's 20 million people posting that, then that means that there's a lot of people searching it. So there's also variations of this hashtag that are good to use. And you can have up to 30 hashtags on one post, which is really good because that just means it's going to get your post out there even further. So, okay, we'll do handmade jewelry design. Okay, well that's got 500 plus posts, so that's not the best, but if you can fit 30 hashtags in there, I'm not 100% sure if there's any particular order. Like, I know on YouTube, when I'm making YouTube videos, I can put tags for my video, and the more popular a tag is, you want to put it higher up on the list, but I don't necessarily know which tags are the most popular for whichever video that I'm making, so I just kind of put them all in there and hope it works out. So we'll try another one that I saw was handmade jewelry. Okay, so here's a whole list of different things. So handmade jewelry design, which, wait, did I spell that wrong? Handmade jewelry. Oh, I thought that one just said 500. Handmade. Oh my goodness, I spelled it wrong. Okay, there it is. I put L-E instead of E-L. Jewelry design. That one has 162,000 posts. Check your spelling. Like I said, I need to take my own advice. So another one was handmade jewelry lovers. That's 1,000 plus posts. So it really just depends on how many you can fit in here. If you can fit more in here that have higher than 1,000 posts, then do it. But if you have extra spaces, then it's totally fine to do a lower number of post one. So another one we could say hashtag jewelry maker. Let's see how many that gets. 950,000 posts for jewelry maker, 108,000 posts for the plural of jewelry makers, 33.2 thousand posts for jewelry makers of Instagram. So I would use all three of these. Jewelry maker, hashtag jewelry makers, hashtag jewelry makers of Instagram. Let's see what else we got. What about jewelry designer? 8.2 million posts. As opposed to the plural jewelry designers, 166,000 posts. That is a big difference in numbers by just adding one letter. By making this plural, there's fewer posts. So it's up to you if you want to use both of them. It wouldn't hurt. Like I said, you only get 30 hashtags, so you can come up with 1 million, but you want to look in this list here, because if the one that you come up with has a really low post count, it might not be worth one of those 30 spots, depending on how many hashtags you have. If you have less than 30, then it shouldn't really matter. So jewelry designer, 8.2 million. So let's see what else I have. What have I done? Have I done handmade bracelet? Have I done that one already? I did stacked bracelets, handmade jewelry. Okay, no. Handmade bracelets, 446,000 posts. The singular is 666,000. So I do both of those. Handmade bracelets. Handmade bracelet. So there's a few here. So I can send you a list of a bunch of different hashtags that I think would be good to use for specific listings. So obviously, there's different hashtags that would work well. So look at hashtag earrings. 30.7 million posts. Now, this would be completely up to you. Earrings don't necessarily have to do with this post in particular, but you could still put it in your hashtags for the fact that you do make earrings. So if somebody were to see that and be like, oh, this is a bracelet, why do they have hashtag earrings? Or why am I seeing this under the earrings hashtag that I searched? They might be more likely to check out your page and then come to realize, oh, this person does in fact make earrings. And they're just letting me know that in addition to the bracelet, they also have earrings. So, some people get upset if there's a hashtag in a post that's not relevant to the actual post, and they're just using the hashtag to gain traction to their post, if that makes sense. But, so yeah, and the same thing would be like, hashtag glass jewelry. So 5,000 posts, that's not bad. But, basically you get it. Jewelry. Did I already do this one? Yeah, I think I already did that one. So yeah, that's basically how hashtags work. And like I said, I would put your most relevant hashtags that have to do with the actual post that you're getting ready to post. So if it's this one about the bracelet, with the stacked bracelets, handmade jewelry, handmade bracelets, jewelry designers, those are all relevant to this post. But then down at the bottom, you could add in earring maker. Is that even? That doesn't even sound. Oh, 14.7 thousand. That's not bad. Earring design. That's not bad. So even though these ones don't have to do with this particular post, you can still tag it because your page will have earrings for sale and people will see that once they click on your page. Okay, so for sharing to stories, this can be super helpful because sometimes your followers don't always see your posts, and I don't think that people who aren't following see your stories. I'm not really sure, but the best way that I found to do it is, okay, so I went ahead and posted your bracelet, and in the description I just put one of the beautiful handmade bracelets, my friend, and then I tagged your page so that people can click on your name if they like it. My friend Current Trends Gifts Officials makes. She also does earrings, necklaces, tote bags, aprons, tablecloths, you name it. Check out her page for a link to her shop. And then I did my little thing, the little dots or whatever. And then here I've got about 10 or 12 tags that I would think are relevant to this particular thing, plus your earrings and earring makers. So, and you could also do the same thing with a couple of hashtags about necklaces or aprons or tablecloths or whatever else you do, throw a couple of those in there so that if they see that, they might say, oh, well, I'm not really interested in bracelets, but her hashtags show that she also does these other things, so I might check out her page, so just kind of gets a little bit more traffic. But I think it would be best if the majority of your hashtags, were relevant to this particular post here of the bracelet. Now, the ones that are like handmade jewelry design, what I do for a lot of my posts is in my notes app on my tablet, I keep a list of these hashtags written out just like this, and then I just copy and paste the ones into every post. So like my last few Inktober posts, well, all of them really, have basically had the same description. The only things I've changed are the day number and what the prompts are. So everything else is just copy and pasted. So it's easier for me, and all of the hashtags are also copy and pasted because they're all about the same thing. So I would find the hashtags that get the best traffic, that have the highest number of posts, and put those in your description for, whatever you're selling. Like the beaded bracelets, obviously, if you were selling a pair of earrings, you could have maybe one or two hashtags about bracelets, but like here, I've got 4, and then only 2 or 3 of the earrings, so you get what I'm saying. The majority should be related to your post, but it is okay to have a few extra in there that are related to other things that you also post about and sell. So now, to share this to your story, I'm not sure if I already said this or not, but I'm pretty sure your stories are only for people that follow you. Like up here, all these stories are people that I follow. So I don't think they will show up on explore pages or anything. So like if I click on my story, it shows here that this is my post, and I put this 17 over it because this was for day 17 for my Inktober. I can click down here and it shows me who's seen it. There's Lisa. And then here's my other one that I actually posted a story of one of your recent things. I posted this here. And then since it's on my story, if one of my followers looks at this and sees this story, they can touch your picture, and then this says see post, and then if they click see post, it takes you to your post. And so then if they like this and they say, oh look, it says new listings, they can click on your name, and then it brings you to your page, which has your shop right there. Okay, so the best way that I found to do adding a post to a story is this little icon here that looks like a paper airplane. So there's the heart for likes, comments for comments, and this little paper airplane is share. So you click the little paper airplane, and then you click add post to your story, and then so you can move it around, pinch to make it bigger, smaller, twist it to add it to wherever you want it to be. So if I put this right here, so if this is you posting this, so pretend like you're the one putting this on your story, it's not me. So this is your bracelet and you're the one posting this on your story. You can put, let's see if the sticker works. New listing. So these are, whoops, let's try this again. So up on the top part of this page, you'll see there's an X to back out on the top left. Then you have the arrow above the little line pointing down, and I think that means just to download the picture. The next one, the little square with the smiley face, if you click on that guy, he is the gifts or stickers, and you can search a term that has to do with a sticker that you want to use. So I could put, or you could put, because this is you doing this, new listing. And then let it search. And if your internet's as bad as mine, you don't have time to sit there and wait for it to load, so you can just click on these 2 A's, which means you can type in your own thing. So you can you can type new listing, handmade jewelry by me. And then obviously you can edit that to look however you want. Different colors. If you don't like this shade of pink, you hold on to it until this pops up, and then you have a better range of colors. So just depending on what colors you want. That's a little too bright. Okay, let's do... It's not bad, is it? Well, it's still a little bright. Oh, but I think that you can also do that for the back. So, wait, if you click this little squiggly line, the marker comes up. Let's get a blue color since there's some blue in your beads. It's getting like a bluish green. And then you can touch and hold on the background and it makes the background that color. So, just play around with certain things like that. I really would like to try to get this sticker to work because this is where I type link in bio. Okay, there we go. So link in bio, and then you've got these different things to choose from. I really like this one because it has the pointing arrow and it says link in bio. So you see where my photo is up there in the corner. If this is here, it's pointing to my profile picture and it says link in bio. So if they see your post that says, or your story here that says new listing, handmade jewelry by me, if they like it, they can click on the picture. Well, you can, and you can touch the picture to also decide if you want your profile name, like mine's Artsy Pineapple Official at the top, plus also at the bottom of the picture is a short clip of what the description is, but you don't have to. You can just touch the picture. So obviously this picture would have, down at the bottom left it says at Artsy Pineapple Official. Yours would say at Current River, and then people could, if you showed that you have your link in your bio with this little sticker right here, then people would just click on your picture that this arrow is pointing to, and it would take you to, or it would take them to your page. Now, if they clicked on this and it said see post, it would take them to this post that you're sharing in your story. They could still get to your page from clicking on your bio from the post, but it's faster for them to know that your store is in okay, I'm sorry, let me try this again. The link to your store to purchase this bracelet is in your bio. So this arrow pointing to your picture, they would click on your picture, they would see the link to your store, and they would get to it from there. Does that make sense? So, right now, you're not done from here. Once you've got all of your colors and your lettering and whatever all you want to put on here, there's all kinds of different stickers. You can basically search up anything you want. So, let's look up bracelet and see what they got. Yeah, so they've got all these different little things, so you can basically decorate this whole entire page to however you want. But once you have it to where you like it, then you click send to, and that will pop up. And here where it says your story, this is my personal story. See, I can go down and I can send this to any of my friends, people that I'm following. But if I want to post it to my story so that my followers see it, I would post share to your story. Obviously, this would be your story, not my story, because you're the one, you get it. So you'd click share, and then down at the very bottom down here, where it says Art with Vibes, a blue button would pop up that says done, but you don't want to click done until, once you click this blue share button by your name, until that says done, or until that says undo, or until you'll see once you click the little share button that there will be a loading circle in that button, and the done button at the bottom of the screen will pop up, but you don't want to click it until that little loading thing has finished, otherwise it won't fully share and then it's just not fun. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Let me know. I felt very scattered talking about it. If I were you, I might write down a couple of the things that I mentioned, because I'm sure I rambled a lot and it might be hard to just remember all the points that I went over. But if you have any other questions, you know how to reach me. All right, goodbye.